I mean, everybody gave these. There we go. There we are.
All right, how we all doing there?
Amazing.
Got to get it out of the hole. She said put it back in. Don't ever take it out. Yep, god dang. So, I'm going to start off with a good one here. What happens when you finger bang a psychic on her period? You get your palm read. And I dated a psychic. She was almost as bad as the magician that I dated. Because that magician girl was crazy, dude. I came in her mouth, and then she like smiled at me and wiggled her nose, and all of a sudden the cum was in my mouth. It's like, oh fuck, I'm never fucking with you again. Yeah, and that was one of those girls I met down in New Orleans. I was rebuilding after Hurricane Katrina hit. It was fucking 3 years of brutal work. Every night is Friday night on Bourbon Street. It's fucking fire, bro. Just don't go to the north side. But you kind of have to go to the oldest bar in the United States. It was built in like 1790. But you got to walk through the gay section of Bourbon Street to get to it. And I didn't know that was a gay section. Mind you, I'm in a club. I see these hot girls on the dance floor. I'm dancing with them, getting crazy, freaking. And I go get a beer from the bartender. I go back out there. I look over, the bartender's just laughing his ass off at me. I'm like, why is this motherfucker tripping on me? Like, why is he laughing at me? And I had to go find out, so I went and talked to him. And I said, hey man, why are you laughing at me? And he's like, bro, you know what those are, right? You know what those are. I'm like, what are you talking about? They're hot-ass girls. He's like, look at the throat. See the Adam's apple? I'm like, oh, fuck. Oh, man. It was bad. Yeah. They tried to take me home, like all 8 of them. And I'm like, nah. Nope, I like pussy way too much. Which leads me to the girlfriend that I had down there. She was a wild one. She grew up in Mississippi and lived in a camper on her daddy's property out there. And she had a stepsister. And come to find out, her and her stepsister were secret lesbian lovers. And like, at first I'm like, that's fucking disgusting. Like, ew. But I'm like, wait, that's like on Pornhub. Fucking your stepsister or whatever, secret stepsister lovers. It was fucking hot. And I was outside contemplating smoking a cigarette, trying to figure out what the fuck I'm gonna do, you know? And I said, fuck it, go tear it up. And I went in there, and I went to work. I'm eating their pussies. I got them sitting next to each other, eating them back and forth, eating her sister's pussy more. And she looked at me and said, Ty, how come you don't eat my pussy like that? And I looked at her and I said, because your pussy smells like tuna fish. Oh. I actually didn't say that to her. I just thought it in my head. But we never were friends again after that night, so I just hung out with her stepsister for a while until I left town. Yeah, it was a good time. But yeah, dude, I was drunk in a bar in New Orleans one night, and I saw this thing on the TV come up. It said 1-800-LIVE-LINKS. And I'm like, what the hell is that? That sounds cool. Well, I'm talking to this girl for like 4 days, dude. She sounds super hot, this foxy-ass girl on the phone. I go to take her to Applebee's for dinner on Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, I went to go pick her up, and she had Down syndrome. And I was like, I'll be dipped. I'll be dipped. And I got the devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other. And then my dad in my head saying, be a gentleman that I raised you. And I was a gentleman, and I stopped and I picked her up, opened the door for her like a gentleman. I'll tell you what, that Down syndrome girl was smiling ear to ear the whole time. So I don't think she'd ever been on a date. And blah, blah, blah. I got to Applebee's, and my crew was there eating dinner too. So then my whole crew, I ran 4 crews of guys down there, mind you. So we got 13 guys looking at me going, what the fuck? What is he doing? Like, who's he with? Oh my God. You know, well, the foreman came up to me on Monday and he said, bro, can I get her number? I got a thing for Down syndrome girls. I like Down syndrome girls and I like midgets. And I was like, I guess that's what they used to call a pocket pussy back in the early days. A midget. Another comics joke, actually. I can't take credit for that. So how do you get out of Hillcrest? You go straight. So I saw my little sister on Backpage one time. Ever heard of Backpage? It's like a little sex site, something like that. Well, she looked like really fucked up in the picture. I'm like, oh my God. I arranged a meeting with her. And I went to go to her house, or her boyfriend's house it was. Well, the motherfucker jumped out of the bushes at me with a BB gun and tried to fucking rob me. I fucking grabbed this pipsqueak by the throat. I slam him against the wall. I take the gun and I shove it in his fucking rib cage. And I said, don't you ever do this shit with my sister again. This is your final warning. I took my sister, I grabbed her, and I dropped her off at rehab. She got all better. She's good now. She's been sober for 15 years. Yep. So sometimes you gotta be a big brother, you know. But that was just so weird seeing her ass on there. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, you guys remember Street Scene? Where they used to have music festival downtown? I know there's a couple of you old enough to remember Street Scene. I bet Todd was probably there rocking it out with his band at the time. Back when he had a big hair. Yep. Yeah, he's got stories too. Yep, fuck yeah. That's cool. Yeah, so I met this hot ass bitch. Oh, God, she was not a bitch, she was gorgeous, a supermodel type. And I ended up fucking her in the parking garage at Portland Plaza in the staircase. And all of a sudden there's a bright light on us. And it's a security guard looking at us, walking closer. And he's like, I've been watching. So, you know, homeboy's watching from the booth. And he comes up and he says, I'll give you $400 to watch you guys finish. I looked at her, she looked at me, it was very awkward. And she said, make it 9 and you got a deal. He said, I'm going to the ATM, I'll be right back. Normally I spent like $900 at Street Scene. I actually made $900. Well, I mean, I split it with her, of course. Yeah. So, yeah, she's the same one that had me do that clone a willy, where you clone your dick and make like a mold out of it, something like that. Well, she never called me back. Like that was it. Like no return calls. She like blocked me on everything, and that happened to me twice. That's the worst part. Like I'm so gullible. Happened to me twice, man. So never again. That's the same one that tried to put her finger up my butt. That was a mistake for her because I broke her finger. It was broken and like it points to the west now. And I saw her at the beach a couple weeks later. I'm like, hey babe, what up? And she's like, hi, how you doing? Still pointing to the west. She'll never make that mistake again. I know that. So why did the whore go to church? She heard somebody was really hung. Sorry. So I used to beat off to my sister's Madonna album cover when I was a kid. Because like my mom made my dad throw all his Playboys out because, you know, they were the devil, Bobby. And I just used to beat off to it. Somehow I got a little something on there. And my sister was like, what's this white stuff on the album cover? And I'm like, I don't know, ask the cat.
That's food.
No, I left it at that. The cat did it. I didn't do it, the cat did it. Ask his ass. He's a horny fucker, not me.
That's actually funny shit.
Even though it was her boyfriend that was having me sell pornography in school. And the worst place to put your pornos is under the bed. Don't ever do that. But yeah, so I guess I'm going to close on this shit. So I've always wondered why the Eagles sang a song about Winslow, Arizona. I've been there. It was fucking terrible. One motel, I had to lock my door with my suitcases to hold the door shut. And the bar was way too scary to even go in. So I don't know why the fuck they sing a song about Winslow, Arizona. It's just not a fine sight to see, because there ain't bullshit there, and it's a scary place. So it's just, I thought of that one last night. I got some improving to do. I do take good criticism after. So I'll get a little tiny bit, good old strip clubs. My 18th birthday, I went to Deja Vu in Kearney Villa. Me and like 12 of my friends, and they took all my clothes off. They stripped me down to my boxers, had me on the stage with my belt around my neck to the pole, and I got a lap dance from every girl. And it was awesome. And yeah, I was sporting wood. I couldn't hide it. I was just like, fuck it, whatever. I mean, after that, my buddy was throwing up in the center, in the middle of Kearney Villa Road, puking. And then we went to White Devil Tattoo in PB, and I got my first tattoo. My buddies paid for it. It was a Dead Kennedys tattoo. Right there. Dead Kennedys, baby. And my buddies paid for it. I passed out in the tattoo chair. I was like this, and the guy slapped me in the face. Wake the fuck up! I gotta finish your tattoo, motherfucker! And so the part of the D is like a little oval, because I moved my arm. Yeah, it was great. I love San Diego. But, anyway, so I do miss the cheeseburger lunches they used to have at Cheetah's. I miss those days. I went into Cheetah's like a month or two ago after I got back from Oklahoma, and I said, "Where's the cheeseburger dinner?" "Oh shit, you haven't been here in a long time." I said, "Yeah, it was like $5." He's like, "It's $15." I'm like, fucking $15 though. I paid the $15. I went in there. I pretended like I was some big shot from down south. She's like, "How you doing?" I said, "How you doing?" "I'm in the car business." I said, "I'm in the trash business. I'm in the comedy business." She's like, "Ooh." I said, $100 for two of you for 5 songs. That's what they pay in Oklahoma. And she's like, "Nope, that's it." I'm gonna close with this one for sure. Why are gay guys' car insurance so high?
Because they're fucking gay.
Always getting hit in the rear, and it's hard to drive with something in the butt. What do you call a lesbian on fire? That was the LGBTQ. All right, thanks guys. You've been fucking awesome. I love you. Thank you, Todd. Props.
Hey, you'll be all right.
And this band is pretty fucking awesome sitting right here too. I think I want them to play at my funeral.
Hey, bring the retarded girl over here, like you were saying.
Hey, I got a joke about the pennies.
Oh, yeah?
So pennies are going out. They're taking the pennies away.
JC Penney?
I'm pretty mad about pennies going away
Oh, yeah.
because I really like penetration.
I know you do. Get double your money back. Right?
I miss those cheeseburgers. They were so
Like
good.
a 6-pack, right? Something like that. Forget about it.
Forget about it. He said, forget about it.
No, you're supposed to.
I'm in the car
They
business.
shave now.